This video is just the procedure for Pearson's R using the point and click method in SPSS. And this works along with the PowerPoint 15 activities and Psych 144. So this is the unethical behaviors and income scenario. And you can see that we have two numeric variables. They're numbers, and these would be identified as scale measurement in SPSS. So remember that if it's interval or ratio, it's continuous, we treat it as a scale measurement. That's our option that we select in SPSS. So make sure that your variable has the correct level of measurement applied here. Otherwise, the analysis won't work. So our first variable is income, self-reported income. So we could click into these labels and look at this in more detail. And then this is the score on the unethical behaviors questionnaire. So I did randomly generate some data for this. This is not real data, but in the scenario I gave you in class, the idea is that the researcher thinks that people with a higher income are going to have a higher score on the unethical behaviors questionnaire. So we're going to do a Pearson's R to find out the strength, direction, and significance of the relationship. So we're going to go to Analyze. And Analyze is going to give you all the options. We're going to choose Correlate. Yours might look a little bit different than mine because I'm in a quarto, but you're going to go to Correlate, and then you're going to choose Bivariate. Not bivariate with confidence intervals, bivariate. You'll notice that I only have two variables. You will have a lot more than that from your demographics and other questions. So what you need to do is you'll right click and then click on this display variable name. So you can click anywhere in this box right here, right click, display variable names, and it'll give you the variable names. What you want to move here are your two total scores or your two quantitative variables. So some of you have a Likert type scale that you added together and got a score. Some of you might be using a number of minutes or hours or some other number, but you want to make sure that you have your two variables of interest. And so here, I want to move those variables of interest, whatever they may be, to this variables box. So if you click on it, and then click this arrow, they'll move over. You can also click on it, you can drag and drop. But you want two variables in this box. Those of you that have, there are a few of you that have multiple, more than two, and you can actually run them all at the same time. And so you could put them all in this box, and that would be fine. And your TA and I can help you with the interpretation if needed there. So our next step is that we need to look through our options. We're not going to use style or bootstrap, but we're going to add a confidence interval. So go to options. And what I want you to select here is means and standard deviations. And you're going to leave this missing values. So they're going to exclude anything that doesn't have a pair. We already went through and cleaned up our data, so this shouldn't be, this shouldn't make a difference, but this is the default. This is the way that we want it to be. So we're going to say means and standard deviations and then continue. Again, you're going to ignore style. That's for tables. Bootstrapping, we don't talk about in this class. And then confidence intervals, we're going to click on. So just click on estimate confidence interval right there and say continue. And then our last step is that we need to choose the second to last step. I was lying, sorry. We need to change our test of significance. So for this specific example, and probably for yours, there's a specific direction that we're anticipating. So we think that the relationship between income and unethical behaviors is positive, meaning that as income increases, unethical behaviors will increase. So because of that, we're going to do a one-tailed test. A two-tailed test would be appropriate if we just thought there was some difference, and it could be negative, it could be positive, we don't know, we're going to look for both. So we're not doing that. We're looking for a specific direction, so we're going to say one-tailed. And then my actual last step is that I want to click on this show only the lower triangle and OK. So here you can see is the output. So I'm going to go through this in the next video, but I want you to export it. So go to File, Export, and I'm going to export it. I already set it up to export to desktop, but if you didn't have this set up, you would need to choose your docx or whatever format you would like to. And then you would need to change the location here potentially. It'll be easier for you because you're not in a Porto. So I already have this set. So I'm going to say okay. Yes. So what this is going to do is it's going to create a Word document. But the next video, I'm going to go through the interpretation, and then the Word document with this information is on Canvas for you.